Well, hello there. My name is Sometimes Heather and I make things. Sometimes when knitting or crocheting, I stumble into a quirky technique. Today, I'd like to share one of those. I have previously shown you how to knit a top-down thumb gusset. With this technique, you can easily knit top-down fingerless gloves that are both cute and comfy. But those things aren't too warm. So I got to thinking. Who said we can't knit full gloves top-down starting from the fingertips? It must be possible, I thought, and made these. Top-down thumb gusset, bit of a hassle, but no serious problem. How, you ask? I show. I will use an alpaca yarn I got from Adlibris and double-pointed needle size 3.5mm. Let's cast on. I think it's best to use the method where you knit a small rectangle and then pick up stitches from the edges. That gives a tidy finish and it's easier to work with than magic loop cast on. I will start with 4 stitches and work a total of 8 rows in stockinette. Then I'll pick up 4 stitches on all 3 free edges of the little rectangle. Join to work in the round. I found it easier to use 3 needles instead of 4 as the work is pretty small. I will work this in stockinette until my index finger is fully covered, like so. Looks like a finger puppet. I will transfer my stitches onto a scrap piece of yarn to keep them safe, while I knit more puppets, fingers. Now, my instincts say knit one full glove first and then the other, but it might be smarter to first knit all fingers and arrange them so that you remember which belongs to where. I will use the exact same technique to make homes for middle fingers, ring fingers and pinkies. Thumbs are a bit bigger from the rest, so they need larger accommodations. I will cast on 6 stitches and work 8 rows. Then I'll pick up 4 stitches on both long sides of the rectangle and 6 on the short one. Knit in the round again until thumb is completely hidden inside, warm and snug. Everything was really easy up until this point, right? Now we need to join all of these finger homes into one big hand home. As my thumb and pinky don't start in the same place as the rest of my fingers, I will leave their homes to wait for a while. When knitting ordinary gloves with this needle size, I go for 44 stitches. That gives me 12 per needle. The fingers I have now all have 16 stitches in total, so I'll need to get rid of 4 on each finger. That will be the space between fingers on the finished glove. Now, I will pick up 5 resting stitches on my index finger and 4 on my middle finger. In order to unify these 2 fingers, I'll take a third needle and slide my stitches onto that one alternating between fingers. One from index, one from middle, one from index again, and so on. And then I'll just cast off these stitches without using yarn, leaving 1 live stitch. That connects the fingers nice and tidy. The next step is to pick up the remaining stitches on index and middle finger and divide them evenly onto DP ends. 2 will be plenty at this point, they just need to rest there for a bit. Now we need to get ring fingers home to join the party. I will transfer these stitches onto my needles, leaving 4 to rest, and divide all of the finger stitches evenly on 4 needles. Looks almost like a real glove. Ignore the 4 resting stitches, secure the yarn between the needles on the index finger, and start to knit in stockinette. Trust the process. We're going to get rid of the resting stitches during finishing touches. Work 4 rounds in stockinette and summon the pinky. To join this finger, simply move the resting stitches onto your needles. At this point, the glove will both look and feel like a fragile mess of excess yarn, but hang in there, it will all make sense in the morning. Once you've gotten pinky stitches onto your needles, knit in the round until you reach the starting point of your thumb. I recommend using a row counter to keep track of rounds. We want the gloves to match and counting is so last season. Like so. Do try the glove on to make certain it fits, like a glove. This bit wreaks havoc on my spatial awareness. We need to insert the thumb stitches onto the same needle with the index finger stitches 4 stitches away from the start of the round. And we need to make certain the thumb is facing the correct way. Using a 6th needle to rest the thumb stitches here can be a huge help, but I'll show you how to manage with just 5. I will knit 4 stitches from the start of the needle where my index finger resides, using my 4th needle since I need the 5th one to hold the thumb. I will take my thumb and transfer the resting stitches onto my needle, leaving 3 to wait. These stitches will need to go onto my 4th needle so I can get my working needle back. Using my brain really hard, I will place my thumb onto my work so that the resting stitches face me and the best part of the thumb faces away from me. I will move these stitches onto my 4th needle for easier access, and after making absolutely certain my glove still looks like a glove and my thumb can actually enter it, continue to knit them. You might want to pop in a marker to indicate where the thumb stitches end. Leave the resting stitches without attention. We will deal with those later. Work 1 entire round. As we added a lot of stitches to the glove, we now need to get rid of them. Isn't knitting weird? Work so hard to add stitches just to decrease them away. Work all the thumb stitches and 1 more. This is the right glove and we want our decrease line to go that way. To achieve that, slip 1, knit 1 and pass the slipped stitch over the knit 1. Repeat this decrease on every second round until you have 12 stitches on all needles again. Knit until the glove is long enough and complete with a cute picot edge, or rib, totally up to you. I prefer picot edges, so I will show you that. But first, the resting stitches. Transfer the stitches between middle and ring finger onto a needle and cast them off without using yarn. Secure with a loose yarn while weaving in a hecton of ends. Repeat with the thumb's resting stitches. To create this cute edge, knit a foundation round. Yarn over, knit 2 together and repeat through the round. Do note that you need an even amount of stitches for this. You can use any method to work 2 together. I actually like to knit through the back loop. Feels somehow easier with the yarn overs. Then knit 4 more rounds. I like to cast off normally, fold my edge at the yarn over round and sew it to the inside. This technique is a bit slow, but I feel it allows me to control the elasticity of the knit fabric a bit better. With that, the first glove is complete. Yay! The other one is worked almost exactly the same way. The only difference is that the thumb stitches will settle onto the needle where your index finger stitches lay 4 stitches before the end, and you will use a basic knit 2 together decrease for the thumb gusset. I am super happy with my upside down gloves. Though I am the first to admit that knitting gloves the ordinary way, wrist up, is a lot easier, this result is tidier and somehow more fitting. Crafting each finger to size is a satisfying start to a project, and despite the hassle of connecting the fingers, I enjoy seeing a challenge turn into something warm and beautiful. I hope you will also enjoy this method. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Stay safe.